The truth is, in other countries, there's not as much leash frustration and reactivity going on. But in the United States, it's rampant. We chose the homonym Dynamite for our class and the way to describe our dogs because we see the dogs as in the potential that they have, but the owner sees the dog as the explosive dog. So we say we can take your dynamite explosive dog to dynamite.
Get your body away from the doors and for Stitch.
Coming.
A dynamite dog is a dog that overreacts to a stimulus in the environment. The dog is usually hypervigilant, hypermotivated, hyperstimulated, and all that has an impact. The underlying cause could be anything. It could have been a bad experience. It could be a dog going through a fear period. It could be genetics. It could be any combination of the above. But when owners come into our classes, they're frustrated and they need help. In fact, most owners have stopped walking their dogs completely by the time they enroll in our class out of sheer frustration and embarrassment.
How are you this evening?
Hi, Luca. Hi.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Gotta go quick.
The facility that we use to teach the Dynamite Dog class is wonderful because it allows us to isolate each dog in the beginning of the class time so that they can get focused on their owner and settle down and stay completely under threshold before we start the real work. Next, we check in with all of the owners and see how their weeks went and answer any questions, talk about any issues that may have cropped up, and then we get to work warming up.
I will go remove. So we're just warming up with some games that he already knows, the up and down, the ping.
The games are important because it's a way to get the dogs focused, and it's the same games that we'll use when they see another dog. So it gives the owners some tools for their toolbox. And it also gives the dogs some business to do when they get a little bit stressed that another dog's close.
You got backup, right?
I have a passionate group of highly qualified, highly certified trainers that work along with me in the Dynamite Dog classes. These women have a passion for training dogs that are fearful and or reactive.
There you go. We'll get Jake in position and we'll come back.
We take the business of moving these dogs around in and out of the classroom and into the parking lot to work them very seriously because keeping these dogs under threshold is part of the class.
Click and treat. If your dog starts to get a little vocal or upset about Stuffy, then what you want to do is go into a pattern game. Ready?
Using a fake dog in the beginning really gives us an advantage because the owners are a lot more relaxed as they go through the first night of teaching their dog what to do in the presence of another dog. We have found over and over again that if an owner and a dog don't know what to do in the presence of a fake dog, they certainly can't handle it when we start using a real dog. Our primary goal with this class, of course, is education. Education for the dog and for the owner. It's important that we set them both up for success and give them lots of repetition so that the dog is able to choose a different behavior rather than the one that they've been relying on for all this time. As you might imagine, behavior modification doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of hard work, and these owners are dedicated. The nice thing is, when you marry dedicated owners with a dedicated training team, the results can be absolutely astounding.
A little bit more of a wing over here because here. Hey guys, I just increased or decreased your distance, okay? So it may not have bothered your dog where it was before, but it might now. But we want to keep getting a little closer if we can, okay?
And to people passing by, I'm sure they're thinking, look at these dogs out in the parking lot walking around in a circle, and what are they doing? But to these owners, what they're seeing is a miracle because their dog hasn't been able to walk this close to a dog without reacting. We take advantage of using positive reinforcement training and heavily reinforce the dogs when they are doing the right thing. These dogs a lot of times have been yanked on and pulled on and yelled at by their owners who love them but who are frustrated. So teaching the owners to do something different is also what we're aiming at, and part of our success.
So he's going to come out and come around quickly and just stand to the back. When the dog goes away, the treats stop. That's called bar open, bar closed.
A Dynamite Dog is not a bad dog. It's a dog that's relying on past behaviors because they worked. We just have to teach them to do something different. And teaching dogs and owners to do something different in the presence of the trigger that usually sets their dog off is what this class is all about.